Today, we're gonna master the principles of
撈麵
lo mein, the Chinese takeout classic and the softer boiled cousin of chow mein. You'll tap into the wealth of secrets from my dad's half a century of experience as a Chinese chef. From selecting the right noodles and supporting ingredients to cooking this properly in a wok, you're gonna learn how to achieve the signature textures and flavors, starting with the mushrooms.
我首先洗晒佢先嗬，
First, we'll start by washing and soaking 1 ounce of dried shiitake mushrooms.
洗咗之後咧，俾50度咁上下暖水浸住佢，佢就好快脆腍咗噶啦，嗬。啊，用啲暖水浸住佢，就喺度。呢啲咧係海鮮菇嚟嘅。我首先咧切咗個頭嗰度先，將呢個頭唔好切咗佢唔好要。
Next, we'll discard the ends and cut about 2 ounces of seafood mushrooms into more bite-sized pieces.
咁樣嘅話咧，就好似太長噶啦，係嘛？我哋將佢切到中間切咗佢，分咗2下。嗱，俾啲水陣陣洗晒佢。切嗰啲杏鮑菇先啊，杏鮑菇係切絲嚟嘅，咁切自己切。
Then we'll cut about 1 ounce of king oyster mushrooms into slices, then stack and cut into half-inch strips.
咁樣咧，呢個餐就好好食噶啦，知道嘛？白切絲。
We'll do the same with 2 ounces of carrots.
切絲嘅時候咧，切開之後就咁擺平佢，咁就切，慢慢切。嗱，呢度咧你就咁咯。
To level up your confidence in cutting all kinds of ingredients, check out our comprehensive masterclass on knife techniques in the CANTO Cooking Club. To get access, check out club.maywithlau.com.
好啦，紅蘿蔔絲切好咗，葱就切葱段啦。
Chop 1 bunch of green onions into roughly 1.5-inch long strips.
咁拍一拍佢，都係呢啲葱嚟嘅。
Next, we'll peel and chop 2 shallots and 2 cloves of garlic.
洋葱係切絲，唔使太多，切絲嚟嘅嗬。
Next, we'll slice about 2 ounces of red onion along the grain into 1/4-inch slices.
冬菇切絲，嗱浸到而家好快脆係咪？幾分鐘就得㗎啦。點乾水佢，點乾水之後咧就嚟切絲啦，擺喺度，擺開佢，就係全部切絲。
On the topic of takeout, if you're a busy working parent like me, you're gonna love CookUnity, where you get ready-made meals delivered right to your door, crafted by celebrity chefs and freshly made every day in regional micro kitchens, not production warehouses. It's perfect because unlike other services, the meals arrive freshly cooked, not frozen, and all you need to do is heat it up. As food YouTubers, we've gotten to try a lot of different meal prep services, and CookUnity is legitimately our favorite. I love Korean food, so in this week's order, I got a bunch of dishes from Esther Choi, who you might recognize as a finalist on the recent Iron Chef. So far, our family favorite is her flank steak rice bowl. It was ready in 3 minutes, and it's a really tasty, well-balanced meal that our kids seem to love, which is always the trickiest part about cooking for your kids. Every week, you get to pick anywhere from 4 to 16 meals from a bunch of different cuisines and dietary preferences, like paleo, gluten-free, vegan, and etc. As a bonus, each package lists its macronutrients, which I love because I've been tracking my nutrition for a while now. The subscription is super flexible, letting you pause, skip weeks, or cancel at any time. Obviously, I love to cook, but sometimes I just do not have the energy to prep and cook and clean, all with the craziness of kids and running a business. So if you can relate, go to cookunity.com/maywithlau or click the link in the description and use our code maywithlau50 to get 50% off your first order of CookUnity meals.
而家咧切雞肉，嗱雞胸肉咧切絲嘅時候咧都係要直紋切，呢邊咧啲紋就咁一條條嘅，嗱呢邊咧啲紋就咁樣嘅，咁所以咧我哋喺中間咁分開佢。首先就切片先嗬，首先切片。
Starting with the bigger half, make 1/4-inch to 1/2-inch slices going against the grain.
嗱，我切嗱，首先切咗呢度切絲俾你睇先啫啦。嗱，直紋㗎嘛，唔需要太切得太細條。 嗱，我呢個咧我就可以咁樣切都得。嗱，開始先嗱咁樣切，翻開嚟切又咁樣又得，擺喺度嗱，咁用片多嘅方法做啦，睇到嘛？先咁切咗之後咧，擺翻好佢，擺喺呢度，咁我就順住咁啲紋咁切嚇。嗱，咁樣又得啊，唔一定好似頭先咁切片喎。嗱，咁咪得咯，係嘛？好啦。
In this lo mein recipe, we're emphasizing refreshing textures and light flavors that are easy on the stomach. That's why we're loading up on fresh vegetables, mushrooms, with a lighter meat like chicken breast. You'll see this later, but instead of searing or browning, we're gonna cook the chicken with a gentle poach so that it stays tender, juicy, and mild. Here's another point. When thinking about color and presentation, my dad has this tendency when cooking noodle dishes like lo mein. Lighter proteins, lighter sauce. There are a lot of exceptions to this, but for example, if he's using shrimp or chicken breast, he skips the dark soy sauce to keep the dish lighter. If he's using beef or chicken thigh, he adds dark soy sauce to deepen the colors.
佢之後咧就醃咯，醃佢，蠔油一個湯匙，啲胡椒粉上去1/4個茶匙。半個茶匙雞粉落去，個半湯匙啦，生粉，要2個湯匙水，攪勻佢啦，撈勻佢。
To make the sauce, in a bowl, we'll combine 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon.
另外一個生粉芡咧，一陣間先至夠嚇。
We have all of these ingredients listed on our blog at madewithlau.com, along with step-by-step instructions and video clips to guide you as you make the recipe at home.
而家咧我就嚟用啲水煮到個麵。嗱，我係用滾水嚟煮嘅。而家開大火，因為嗰啲水已經係滾嘅。嗱，而家我就俾啲麵上去。
For reference, we're using about 18 ounces of noodles today, but you can vary the amounts however you'd like.
咁都慢慢擺佢冇咁容易啲整嘅嘛，係嘛？好啦，擺落去之後咧，用筷子或者將佢翻開啊。
When selecting noodles, we're specifically looking for the thick, fresh noodles like this one. If you can't find those, you could use pasta noodles and boil them for longer than you typically would, around 13 to 15 minutes. You can also use ramen noodles or dried egg noodles. Now that we know what kind of noodles to use, my dad will show you how to prepare them.
你熟咗之後，腍咗之後咧，佢咪搣開佢入邊唔係白色，咁就得㗎啦。好啦，咁時候咧，你又開個中火，慢慢煮㗎啦。
Cook the noodles to your preference. Here, my dad cooks them for roughly 14 minutes.
How do you get the perfect texture of noodle? Tender but not falling apart.
首先呢個麵咧，你煮嗰時唔好煮到咁腍。煲到認為係啱你嘅口感啦，咁你就算啦。有啲人中意硬啲，有啲人中意軟啲嘅。你認為咁樣啱你嘅，你就咁樣。煮到咁上下，你拎佢上嚟搣一搣佢，咬佢，啱你啦，咁你就收火，俾倒水沖佢。好多隻一上住落去啦，好似公仔麵咁。
三百米。
哦。麵煮到而家就得啦，用收機倒佢出嚟。
Now, strain your noodles and rinse under cold water to stop the cooking.
拎佢出嚟之後咧，啲麵拎出嚟，俾啲凍水咁沖佢。輕凍水沖就得㗎啦。俾少少油上去，咁就得㗎啦，唔使太多。咁撈佢咧，佢就唔會黐啦。麵就點解整好咗啦？樣一樣我話大家聽，今日用啲雞胸肉咧，我就唔拉油，係用熱水、用滾水嚟淥飛熟啲雞肉，佢先至再炒。試下俾大家，我介紹呢個生嘅方法俾大家聽下。滾水之後咧，你就閂埋火㗎咯喎，唔好係咁咩喎？將火俾佢落去，俾落去之後咧，你要攪散佢咯喎。好啦，開緊大火，嗱，好快脆熟嘅啫嘛，啲雞胸肉吸
Cook the chicken for roughly 1 to 2 minutes and strain.
切，擺過嚟啲凍水嗰度，滑滑嘅知唔知啊？
Mmm,
係咪？
really tender.
係咪？係咪
Way more
滑滑？
tender than a stir fry.
係咪啊？
Traditional Cantonese lo mein has very tender, fluffy noodles, which we achieve through boiling, instead of steaming as we did for chow mein. Click the link in our description to watch that video. Lo mein is also supposed to be a lot saucier than chow mein, so we'll make a larger volume of sauce so each noodle can be generously coated. It's the perfect base for when you need to balance out greasy, fried, or otherwise rich side dishes.
而家用杯一杯水，一杯半水嚟煮嗰個芡，用翻啲雞水、雞汁，然後開大火，一個湯匙嘅油上去，閂晒火啦，啲蒜頭、葱頭，再俾啲冬菇落去炒香啲冬菇，啲冬菇發出啲香味出嚟先，炒香啲冬菇先，炒嗰啲冬菇香，然後俾埋呢啲上去。
Start by stir frying your garlic and shallots, then your rehydrated mushrooms, followed by the rest of the mushrooms.
再尾先落呢啲嘢，落其他嘢。
After stir frying for 2 minutes, add your carrots.
你浸啲酒上去，一個茶匙，一酒同埋嗰入邊啲冬菇、蒜頭嗰嘅味咧，混合埋一齊。好啦，
Next, add your chicken and 4 ounces of bean sprouts.
咁樣換先唔會黐落啦，係嘛？俾芽菜。 雞湯水。
Now we'll add about a 1-to-1 ratio of fluid ounces of chicken water / stock to ounces of noodles. For us, that's 12 ounces of water for this portion. We'll also add our green onions.
好啦，我而家咧就俾嗰啲頭先嗰啲購埋嗰啲料上去，嗰啲味料上去。
How wet or dry should these be?
撈麵如果係乾就
唔係撈麵啊，
整得唔好咯。
撈麵 it is wet。
係呢個撈麵，你嗰個芡咧就結翻少少，唔好咁稀。稀咧就屙落下邊都係水嚟㗎啦。如果係稀就屙落就係水啦。如果嗰個芡或者結啲咁嘅咁淋上去，啲麵咧就爽滑。
After you've added in all of your ingredients, stir fry for roughly 2 to 4 minutes.
睇下試下夠唔夠味。
Now, taste your sauce base and adjust as necessary.
OK。好啦，而家咧就俾生粉咯。
Finally, mix together 3 teaspoons of cornstarch with 1.5 tablespoons of water and add your slurry in.
閂埋火佢。
On low heat, we'll slowly add in the slurry while mixing.
加上啲麻油，一個茶匙。
Finally, we'll mix in the sesame oil. Then we'll turn the heat off and ladle everything on top of the noodles. Now we can serve this colorful plate of saucy noodles to our family.
撈麵煮好咗啦，希望大家中意。紅低埋威，落嚟吃麵咯！
YouTube thinks you'll like this recipe next. Let's see if they're right. A huge thank you to our wok stars and all of our chefs in the CANTO Cooking Club.